I don't regret getting it because I kept it loyal. I kept the family with them. They fucking knows it.
In those moments of depression,
create self, you know.
So you love to have these type of conversations on a day-to-day basis. I don't have a lot of people to talk like this.
Well, I appreciate you, bro. This is gonna be free. Don't trip. This is free, bro.
This is not covered by your insurance.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Unborn Podcast. I am your host, Nestor, aka Next Level OC. If you guys haven't followed me yet, go ahead and follow me now. Guys, this one is a long overdue as well. I got a cat straight from Orange County representing the OC. I got motherfucking Toomey in the motherfucking
hey, what's
house.
Good, y'all?
Hey,
what's good? It's long overdue, bro.
No, honestly, bro. I mean, the scheduling was weird, but we figured it out, bro.
We figured it out. We here, you know? Yeah. It's about time. It's about time, bro. It's about time.
How's everything, bro? How are you?
Bro, it's good. Everything's good, you know? Just staying busy, just trying to be on that grind, 24/7, dog.
Nah, bro, I see you. Trust me, bro. I see you. I seen your stuff. And guys, we're going to get to know Toomey. Like, I've been seeing this cat for a while. He's a hardworking individual, just like all the other artists that I had here in the podcast. And we're going to get to know this guy a little bit more in a deeper level. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. And then before we get started, go ahead and like, subscribe, everything. Because I see you motherfuckers watching, but you guys don't subscribe. So
do all that. Do it. Like, comment, subscribe. let him know what he needs and what he needs. And
exactly.
Come on.
Now, brother, for those that don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What up, y'all? I'm Toomey. Civilian name, though, Jacob. We were just talking about that.
Exposed.
Yeah, nah. But,
Exposed.
What's up? I'm Toomey. I'm an artist from OC. I make I call it experimental music, but it's like it kind of falls under like the hip hop R&B kind of category.
Yes.
I've been making music for 7 years now. I'm 20, so I started making music. Well, damn, this is 8 years. Damn, I started making music when I was 12.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then we'll definitely get into that, bro. And then let's start there, bro. Like, what part of your life, I guess, kind of introduced you to the music, bro? At least for me, like for hip hop, like I was in my dad's car. I was like 12 years old, and that was the first time I ever heard like English music, bro.
Yeah.
And it was Ja Rule. It was Ja Rule. I heard Ja Rule on the radio station, and then I was like, damn, there's English music? That was my introduction to hip hop.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Shout out my cousin Bobby. I love that. That's like my older brother. Man. Shout out, bro. But I mean, like growing up, like me and my dad, we would always listen to music in the car, but it was always pop. So it was always just like what was on the radio, like Kiss FM. That was what was bumping in the radio.
Shout out Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, shout out Ryan Seacrest. But like my cousin really put me on to hip hop, and like we would be in his little like '98 Dodge Dakota, bumping Eminem CDs, bumping Ja Rule CDs, doing all that. And so like he really put me on, and so like whenever I got access to having a phone, having whatever, I would have Eminem. All the hip hop on my phone, my dad hated it.
But why?
Bro, it was because like he didn't want me to be exposed to that. And like what they were talking about, I was young, and I had a moment recently where I was listening to an Eminem song, and I was like, I went up to my dad, I was like, nah, I know what you were talking about. Like listening to his lyrics, I was like, bro, yeah, now I know why you wanted me to stay away from that, but now I'm rapping the same shit damn near.
Like, bro, what do you think? Like you liked about it? Was it the lyricism? Was it the beats, bro? Or
it was more
something...
the cadence was so different from pop.
Cadence,
It's always the cadence for me was just like I wasn't feeling like poppy or I wasn't feeling like vibrant. I was feeling more like not like dark, but it was more like it's just okay. Like I like this. What is this? And my cousin, just because I wanted to be like him when I was a kid, having him listen to Eminem and stuff like that, and having him listen to like that type of music. I was like, yeah, I want to listen to that too. And so that's just what I started doing. I just started listening to like music like that. And I would still listen to pop. I was still listening. I had my emo phase of like listening to like
I got you.
whatever it was in middle school and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what really got me like hooked on music was like just listening to music with my dad in the car and then listening with my cousin obviously too and stuff like that.
So when do you think you started writing, bro? Tell me a little bit about that. Like when did you first pick up the pen and then just
I never really started writing. I was always like freestyling.
Dope shit, bro.
I was always like, it would be at school, it would be like lunch or recess or whatever, and like this was in middle school, this was 6th grade, and then like started freestyling at lunch. That's what we would all do. And then like my friends were like, dude, like you should start making music. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like make music, bro? Like nah, like I'm too young. Like what are you talking about?
This guy
I was like, bro, I'm 12. Like I'm 11, 12. What are you talking about?
Bro.
Like bro, Justin Bieber blew up when he was 12. I was like, oh.
That was that reference that you needed.
Yeah, that's all I needed. And I was like, all right. Great thing called BandLab. Shout out.
It's free.
Yeah, it's free,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
free.
So I started using BandLab and just like recording little bullshit demos.
Yeah.
And then like once that started doing, then I started writing. So I would say about like 12, 13, I started writing. But like I've been freestyling since I was like 11, 12.
So what was that? So BandLab, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
did you have like a microphone, bro, or was it more
Bro,
like you just hold up the fucking?
It was my Apple headphones.
No way.
The Apple headphones.
The one with the microphone
and
on
I
it?
would hold the microphone up and I would just freestyle into it. And like that was my recording for like 3-4 years.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so I still have music on my phone from those days of like just recording on my headphones.
Yeah.
And I still do that occasionally, but I don't have those headphones anymore. I just do it with AirPods and I just take voice memos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
bro, we're in the future.
yeah, exactly.
We're in the
Yeah,
future,
I'm not using no wires no more. Yeah. But yeah, that was just like, that was kind of the beginning of like, no, I didn't have my focus right.
Yeah.
Didn't have FL Studio, didn't have Logic, none of that. It was just BandLab or GarageBand, Apple headphones. That was perfect.
So, bro, when you first went to the studio, right? What was your experience like actually going to a studio, bro, with an actual engineer and everything?
Bro,
How
it
was that
was
experience?
great. Okay, so funny story. This was like a year ago of me like first time like going to like an actual studio, recording a
Really?
song
A year ago?
with a producer,
Bullshit.
with an engineer.
Yeah.
Because before, like, I would always just be like, nah, like, I don't need any of that. Like,
I
I
could
got
do it
me.
myself, yeah.
I got the YouTube beats, or I got producers that I know. But like, this was like a year ago, and like, it tripped me out because my homie's a producer. Shout out Cyanide, producer / engineer.
Dope shit.
He's a fire producer, and I met him at like a studio grand opening, and that was my first time ever walking into a studio.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, this is fucking sick. What the fuck? Like, I need to be here.
Yeah.
And so I met him, and then I hit him up. I was like, hey, bro, like, I want to work with you, but like, you can just slide to my house. And he was like, why don't we just go to a studio?
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, like, I didn't know it was that easy.
Yeah.
And so like, we booked the studio. He pulled up, and then one of my other friends pulled up too, and now it was his friend, but now I'm friends with him too. We walked in, and I was tripping out, and I was like, bro, I've never had anyone record me before.
Yeah.
I've never had anyone produce a beat right in front of me. Well, besides my homie Jonathan.
Yeah.
But like, I've never, like, that was like my first time in an actual studio.
Yeah.
And like having producers, having an engineer ready, and then I'm just hands off after that. Once I record, it's okay. Here's some mixes, and then here's masters for you. That was a trip to me.
That was a fucking game changer.
Yeah, that was a game changer right there. And I was like, like, this is what needs to happen.
No shit.
Yeah, because I'm a very busy and very like my schedule's very fucking hectic. So like, if I can just go do that and I don't got to worry about it, and then 2 days later, here's your master, by the way. That's perfect.
Because, bro, I think that's next level shit, bro. Like, yeah, you could do it by yourself, cool.
Yeah.
But
But
having
like,
it mastered,
having it mixed, mastered,
Exactly.
you ain't got to do nothing.
you ain't got to do shit.
You show up. You show up and show out. That's it. That's all you got to do. And so like, that was like, yeah, it was like a year. Yeah, it was a year ago now. It was April last year. And it's that song 2017.
I just heard that, yeah.
And that was my first time ever being in an actual studio. So it was a trip. And then after that, I just started booking more and more and more and more and more. And I needed to be there and needed to be in LA. And yeah, it's fucking, that was a game changer, 100%.
You know what? Just thought of a question right now, bro, because you mentioned LA. Like, I've noticed that some of the artists, well, most of the artists that I interview, bro, LA is the place to go, bro. Is because right now we're in the OC.
Yeah.
Have you found, because I know you just started going to studios, bro. Like, have you found any studios here in OC that kind of works for you? Or
I haven't been to it yet, and I've seen it. It's called Future Studios.
Okay.
And I hit them up, and they have like 3 different studios. One's like just like a smaller room.
Yeah.
Then they have a room called the Mothership, and then they have a room that's for DJing. And I was like, this seems sick, and I hit them up, and I was just talking with them, just bullshitting, and but I think I'm probably gonna end up going there because it's a lot closer to home than driving to LA and back, 100%.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, and they have all the same industry standard stuff.
Exactly.
So it's
bro.
like, why the fuck would I drive another hour when I can drive 30 minutes?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, bro. LA, like I go to school in LA.
Oh, okay,
it's
okay.
cool. I tell my girlfriend all the time, like, hey, like, I love you. LA's a drive. like you want to go to LA,
especially
like,
during Monday through Friday.
Exactly. And I'm at school Tuesday, Thursday. Like, yeah.
So you feel that?
Yeah.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, man. I'm gonna talk a little bit about family, man. Like, when was it where like that conversation with your family, bro, where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna decide to pursue this music thing? How was that conversation like?
It was one of those things where, so at home it's just me and my dad.
Okay.
I'm adopted, so
I gotcha.
it's just me and my dad at home. And I remember,
Shout out to Pops, yeah.
shout out to
shout out
Pops.
to
He's
Pops.
always showing love at the shows all the time.
That's right.
But I remember we were in the car and I was connected on aux, and I was like, I think I was 14 at the time, about to be 15, and I was like, I'm gonna play him one of my songs and not even tell him.
No way.
And so I started playing it, and he was like, oh, like, this is really good. Like, who is it? Like, I've never heard this person. And I was like, Dad, that's me.
Fuck.
And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's crazy. Like, when did you start doing this? I was like, bro, like 2 years ago. But like, I didn't want to tell you. I didn't know how you would feel about it. And he was like, yo, you're my son. Like,
That's right.
regardless
Damn,
of
shout out to Pops.
regardless of what you want to do, he's like, you could be a drug dealer for all I give a shit. I'm still gonna love you. And like, I was like, oh, well, I didn't know how you would feel about it, and whatever. And I'm obviously speaking my mind. I'm saying curse words. I'm 14. I shouldn't be saying this shit. like, and he's like,
hip-hop, bro.
yeah, and he's like, yeah, I mean, you know, like, it's okay. It's music. It's art. So I get it. But yeah, so that went well. But then, like, of course, I have the people in my family and shit that are like, oh, that's never gonna happen. Oh, you're never gonna.
You're always have those detractors.
Yeah, like, you know, and then, but when time comes, and now where I'm at now, they're all like, oh shit, like, how's this, how's that? I'm like, remember a couple years ago? Like,
isn't it crazy, bro? Like, you kind of have to do it for a while in order for them to kind of be like, oh damn,
I feel like that's
fucking serious.
I feel like that's how it is with everything.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like, you play basketball for a year, and they're like, oh, you're gonna be some basketball star, okay, and then you play it for 5 years, and you're going to college for it, and you're D1, and they're like, oh shit, well, I told you when you started playing, like, you're gonna be one of the best players, and but I don't remember that conversation.
I don't see you in my fucking games.
Yeah. And now you want to show up. Okay, cool. Like, that's like, and I've always dealt with that, like, growing up and doing that type of shit, and like, it's cool, you know, and that's the nature of people. They always, like, they see you doing something that you love doing, and they wish that they had that, so they just want to kind of bash you for it. Of course, but then when you're doing good, that they want to be on that good train of let me go with him because he's doing good. That's people's nature, you know. And I don't knock it. I'm like, yeah, it's okay, you know, but I notice it, so I don't associate myself with that.
Nah, bro, I feel you. Like, same thing with me, bro. Like, with the whole podcast, bro. Like, now my family is coming around, you know what I mean? Because now I have a couple episodes, you know, like, but I do see it myself, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds fucked up, but their family, it's cool. I'll support them, but like, I don't need their support right now.
Exactly.
It sounds fucked up.
Yeah, no.
I love y'all.
And it's true. We love you. We love you, but it's true.
Yeah, man.
You know, and it's always you'll have moments too, especially because this is new for you and this is new coming out and shit like that. You'll have moments of self-doubt, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
100,000. I still have that. And like, that's also the nature of someone doing something and you know it's good.
Exactly.
And you're like, damn, like, but it could be better. And like, well, it can, but is it good?
Mm.
And it's great right now. It's not at its best, but it'll get there.
Hey, bro, do you think, like, if Pops kind of didn't have that positive, like, if he was just negative, bro, do you think that you would continue?
Oh, I would still do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would
That's
still
right.
do it.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
Like,
that's cool. Yeah.
And I've had like thoughts of that, of like, what if he changes? And it's like,
yeah.
I see like people all the time that deal with that, and like, I wish I never would have to, you know.
Yeah.
But it would be a moment of like, you know, when it all happens, then it's just like looking at him like, now what? You know? Like,
I told you, Dad.
Like, I told you it was gonna happen, you know, and it's like that's kind of what it would be. But thankfully I don't have to deal with that, and I'm very grateful.
Nah, bro, I'm happy, man, because so far everybody that I've interviewed, I've always asked that question, bro. Like, how's family support? How is that? Because I think it's very important, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, no,
especially for mom and
sure,
pops, you know.
For sure is, bro. Because if I didn't have the family support, I don't even know if I'd be this far.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and that's
100%.
But
But I would still be doing it. But I don't know if I would be where I'm at.
I don't know. Do you think it'll affect the music, bro? I think me personally, bro, if you didn't have the family support, I think music would have been dark, bro.
Oh yeah,
For
100%.
sure. Yeah.
Like I'll never doubt that. 100%. It would have been a lot more angry.
Yeah.
And a lot more just like selfish than it is now. Yeah.
Now, bro, tell me a little bit about like your writing style, brother. Like, I like to ask this question, bro, because when I used to write music, I'm more like a beat guy, bro. I hear the beat, absorb it, and then whatever the beat kind of tells my mind and my heart, then I'll start writing, bro. Obviously, when you hear the beat, bro, you can tell if it's like more positive or more negative.
Yeah.
How is it for you, bro?
I'm the same way. I got to hear the beat, but then there's times too where like I'll be traveling or I'm driving and I get an idea and I'm like, oh, let me just write it down. And so I'll write it down and then it'll stay in my phone. Then I'll come across it like 2 weeks later. I'm like, oh shit. And then like I'll find a beat and I'm like, oh, this kind of matches the vibe. Okay, cool. But like 99% of the time it's either I'll write to the beat or I'm there and I just punch everything and I freestyle everything.
Dope shit.
And but most of the time it is just like now I'll get to the studio, I'll write whatever we're listening to. I'll just start writing. And writing for me now takes like 2 minutes. And then I'm done. And then I'm like, all right, now it's just recording. And that takes fucking forever because I'm very picky with with how my takes come out.
With your writing style, bro, do you think it's more like what you had your previous experiences, bro? Or are you an artist, bro, that can kind of tell a story and kind of make up a story in your mind?
I'm both, like some things are from previous experiences and then some like I can make a story up or like the story that I've lived. And like, like a lot of songs, like I'll be talking about like doing drugs and doing whatever. And I was doing those type of things from like 15 to like 18.
Yeah.
And so like whenever I'm saying that and there's songs that I have out that I sound like just totally fucked up. And like, I'm like, oh, like I should take them down. But then I'm like, no, it's real.
Exactly.
Like, so, but then now I talk about those experiences and how I felt, why I was doing it, what was going on, like what was going on inside my head. Because when I was like going through those times, a lot of people were like, bro, like we're here, And I'm like, no, I got the mic, bro. I'm good. Like I don't need to talk to you about my emotions. Like I can take it out on my microphone.
Isn't it crazy, bro? How like just recording yourself in a microphone, writing your lyrics, like it's almost therapeutic, bro. Like,
yeah.
You don't need to talk to anybody anymore. Like
and
you
like
have it recorded.
The thing too about it, like for me, it's like, especially like during that time of my life, like I didn't want to hear what anyone had to say.
Of course.
Like I just wanted to be like, here's my issues. Yeah. Don't say anything back.
Yeah.
And that's what the microphone was.
Exactly.
I could tell it everything that was going on, didn't say shit back. My headphones were saying shit back, but it was like, other than that, yeah. But like the mic, like that was very like therapeutic for me. And like now, like I am working on that. I am working out like communicating my emotions and my feelings and shit like that. And like even still to this day, it's hard. But like, a lot of people now that they know that, they listen to the music and they're like, oh shit, like what you said is real. And it's like you're telling a story. And I'm like, I'm not even meaning to at the end of the day. But if you take it like that, then that's a story, And people that relate to it, I'm like, damn, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Yeah. But I'm glad that you resonate with what I had to say, And
you know what, bro? Let's stay on that, bro. I was going to ask you a little bit later, but we're already here, man. Like, when people hear your music, right? Have you ever gotten that fan already that is like, bro, I heard your music, like, changed my perspective. I was drinking or whatever, and then I heard your music and kind of made me think differently. Have you had that?
I've had like a couple of people,
nice.
Like, but it's like new fans, like at shows, like people like that I'll perform in front of, and I'll get off stage and I'll go into the crowd, and like people that I saw that were really fucking with it, I'm like, hey, like appreciate you for the support, whatever. And then there's people that come up to me and they're like, hey, like what you were saying, like I really fuck with, and like I'm gonna like give me all your socials, give me what your music platforms are, like I'm gonna go home and listen to this shit. I'm gonna go home and then they'll DM me the next day and be like, hey, like this song, bro.
Exactly.
This song right here, like this, I love. And it reminds me of this time in my life where yada yada yada. But it's a lot of like, it's either people my age or people a little bit older all the time. It's never like anyone younger. It might be like the 20s, like hot, like maybe 27, 28-year-olds, or like people that are like 20, 21, 22.
That's crazy how you can resonate, or your music resonated with them. That's
yeah,
crazy.
No, it's wild to me that I know that music has that ability for sure. Because like even with like artists that I listen to, It resonates with me. And like I make sure that if I go see those artists, I communicate that with them. I'm like, hey, like all your music resonates with me. Like that, like it touches my heart, you know? And like, so when people do that for me, it like, it trips me out because I'm like, oh, like I'm not even meaning to do that.
Yeah.
You know? And then I have the people too that are like, dog, I look up to you. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Like, you look up to me? Like, bro, I wish I was in your position. And then I have homies that are like, bro, you don't know, like, the role you're on and what you're doing, like, people want that. And it just trips me out.
You know what's crazy, bro? When I heard your music, you let me know, bro. Because for me, when I hear your music, it's like a mix of Juice WRLD with Post Malone. For me. You can write in the comments. You let me know. But for me, yeah, bro. Because when I hear your voice, when I hear the music, I get that. I get that vibe. And then another thing that I noticed, bro, is like whenever you rap, your music comes positive and it's about love. Again, because I just heard Need Somebody. Mm-hmm. That one's dope.
That one
is the one.
Shout out Zach.
Yeah, that one was the one where I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
This is dope.
Yeah.
And then another one that I was just like, fuck, bro, you were probably in, like, I don't know if you were in a very dark place. It was something Scar, bro. Nothing
Without the scars.
Without the scars.
Without the scars. It was like a kind of like an upbeat type track.
Bro, that one I was like, damn, bro, what the fuck was going through your mind?
Bro.
Yeah. Tell me about that, bro.
Need Somebody.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do that one first.
That
one, bro.
I had fun recording that. And yeah, shout out my nigga Zach. That's family. He was like, hey bro, like I got the song, and it's like, you know, the movie Creed 3, I was like, yeah. He's like, you know that scene where him and his wife are fighting, and he's like, just leave that shit lit, like let it alone. Like, I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's in the song. I was like, oh, like, yeah, send me it. So he sends me his shit, and I was like, yo, like I have this hook that would work a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that hook that is in that song, I wrote it and I sent it back to him, and he was like, yeah, like, let me do it so it makes sense. So you aren't coming in on some just crazy different shit. And I was like, all right. So then he sent me it back, and then I recorded on it. And that was like, I think I recorded that probably, this is about 2 years ago now. So yeah, so I was just coming off of like sipping lean and smoking heavy weed. And like now I still smoke weed, but like I'm not as bad as I used to be. You. And so when I was doing that, I was probably a little fucked up, and I was just like listening to it, and then it was more like I just wanted to flow, and like I wanted it to make sense, and it's like I didn't want it to be like just like a flow that you would normally hear. Yeah. And I was like, but I want to sing too, like I don't want to just rap, like whatever. So that's why I started doing that. Like, I've been going through the motions. I've been out the and so it's just like that little flow of like, oh, okay, like whatever. Yeah. And then I sent it back to him, and he was like, Zach's always been that guy that's like, he knows whenever like something's up, and he'll tell me like, hey bro, like you good? I'm like, yeah, like, I'm good. And he's like, you sure?
Yeah, you're really good.
Yeah, you really good? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, because you just said some deep things shit in this song that's pretty deep. And I'm like, hey, like, you know, it's cool. I'm good, you know, and it just comes out. It's there, you know. But yeah, and then God, without the scars.
Without the scars, bro. Yeah.
That one, yeah, that one. That was just like, you know, I was fresh off a breakup, and you know, when you're in high school, you're like, everything's emotional. Everything,
course,
fuck me, my life's ending. And when I made that, I was like, yeah, like I like the flow, whatever, yada yada yada. And then I came up with like that, shorty be lacking some patience. I was like, okay. And then I just went with that, and then I just kept going. And then I sent it to Zach, and he was like, bro, this shit's crazy. And I was like, yeah, bro, like, appreciate it, you know. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get on it. I was like, all right, bet. And that's how that relationship is with him. He's always like, if I send him something or he sends me something, I'm like, yeah, I got it, bro. I'll do it. And I'll do it real quick. Whip it up, boom, send it back to him. He's like, all right, bro, appreciate it.
But that's the beautiful thing about the chemistry, bro. Because some I'm pretty sure there's other artists that you collaborate with, but the chemistry is like, it takes a while for it to kind of click.
Facts. Right? There's been a couple that, you know, either they pay me or I pay them for the feature, and like it doesn't end up working as well. And just because like it's either we butt heads or it's just they're on a whole different vibe. They're on a whole different wavelength, and I'm like, hey, bro, like it's not the vibe that I was going for. Like I appreciate it, but here's this, and they're like, well, nah, bro, like this is what you get. And I'm like, okay, for sure.
Fucked up, huh?
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. You know, that's the industry, and people get all hot-headed, and they're like, oh, well, I'm this motherfucker in the industry, and you're paying me for it, so this is what you get. But most of the people that I work with now, and especially with tracks that I put out, I make sure that the chemistry is there, because when it comes out, if I want to perform it, I want to perform that song with them.
Exactly.
So I don't want to have anyone that I'm butting heads with or I don't have chemistry with that's just, oh yeah, whatever. And people pay me occasionally to do features, and I'm like, oh, here, boom, here's just the 16 verse, whatever, boom. And they're like, oh, okay, like appreciate it. I'm like, yeah, no problem, bro. And I never see that song ever again. Like,
bro, let's stay on that, bro, because I think it's very important. Like when you want to collaborate with people, like how is it? Do you meet them first, bro? Do you hear their music and then you collaborate with them? Or
yeah, I try to like know them personally, and if I can, like let's say if they're, shout out my homie Michael, if they're in Mississippi or something like that, like just Timbuktu state, I'm like, yeah, like let me just listen to your music real quick. So I listen to their music, and I'm like, yeah, like I fuck with it, like send me whatever. And they're like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, hey, like this is whatever I do, and they're like, okay, cool, yeah. But if I can meet them, that's preferred.
Exactly.
100%.
I think so too. Yeah.
If I can get in the studio with them, that's even better.
Dope shit.
But like other than that, I mean, you know, I'm pretty flexible. You know, I'm not tripping at all if I don't know someone, or if I don't like. It's just, you know, it's music. You know, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Like that's how that kind of rolls sometimes.
Let me switch it up, bro. Like, what would you say that you are right now, Way? Would you say like you're independent or?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
independent. Yeah.
Now, being independent, bro, because I met a lot of independent artists, bro. Give me one positive about being an independent artist, and then we'll talk a little bit about the negatives. But tell me one positive thing about being an independent artist, bro.
Bro, the positive thing is I can do whatever the fuck I want,
that's what
when I
bro.
want.
Exactly.
I can drop music when I want to. I can perform when I want to.
Yes.
I can collaborate whoever
you want to.
whoever I want to have on a song, whenever I want to have them on a song. That's like the beauty of being independent. That's like if labels didn't give a shit about this person signed to this label, you can't collab with them, or they're signed to this label, you can't do that. Yeah. Then I would be cool. I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, yeah, I'll sign a deal. Give me a 360. I don't give a fuck. Like as long as I'm housed and shit, I don't give a fuck. But that's like the beauty of being independent. Is like I don't gotta answer to no one. I don't gotta talk to no one. I don't gotta have management. I don't gotta have a higher up that's, hey, bro, this is what you're doing. This is what's set up for you. I can set up whatever I want to have whenever I want to have. Like that's always the plus of being independent, 100%.
Exactly. And you pretty much said exactly what independence comes with, bro. And I love that. The freedom.
Yeah, the freedom, 100%.
Now, the negatives, bro.
The negatives, bro. There's a lot of fucking negatives, bro. There's a lot of fucking negatives.
Because it's not fucking easy, bro. Tell them.
Nah, and like, you know, talking about like, funding is one of them, bro. If I had
number one, bro.
If I had the funding behind what I do, and granted, like people see the vision and they see what I'm doing, they're like, bro, like this shit, you should have been blown up. Like, what the fuck? Like, why? I'm like, bro, it's funding. Because then there's also, this is the trick with labels. This is what they fucking do. This is what they do. And I always love saying this shit because this is the fucking truth, bro. They will, so crazy shit. They own all the arenas, and then the arenas are owned by ticket companies. Guess who owns the ticket companies? Labels. That's why when you look at artists that are doing tours and you're like, damn, but this person was just at this arena. Oh, they're signed to the same label. Oh, but this label is owned by this label. So then at the end of the day, they own fucking Ticketmaster or some shit. Yeah. So that's why Observatory, you can't get in no more because it's bought by Ticketmaster. So you can't just go have a show. Yeah, you can't just go and have a show no more at Observatory. So that's why, like, you get, like, you know, you get Mike Sherm rolling up. You get, like, I think Ian was just there. And, like, you get people like that Ticketmaster's owned by. And then, like, hey, fuck it. They're there for free. So whatever we make off this show is whatever we make. That's some crazy shit. And then also too, like promoting and shit.
Yeah, bro.
All the labels have ties with like Meta, and they have ties with X, and so like and TikTok and shit. So if let's say if I sign tomorrow and then I'm like, hey, I'm gonna post this TikTok, like, all right, boom, we're gonna put in the algorithm immediately. Doesn't matter. That's very controversial, I know, but that's
You heard it here.
That's that's because I mean, you know, it's also the fact of having the public figure already too.
Oh, bro, for sure.
I mean, bro, look at that nigga Jello right now. Look at him.
Jelly Roll?
Jello, that nigga. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa.
Oh, that mother.
Bro,
it's catchy, bro. It's catchy.
Look at him right now, dog. I mean, like he grew up in Chino Hills, played basketball, went to college, went overseas, came back, played in the NBA. Both of his brothers are in the NBA right now, and then he puts out one song and he's fucking signed to Death Jam or Death Row.
How the fuck does that happen?
I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, why couldn't that have been me? You know? But he was in the NBA. His dad's LeVar Ball. His brothers are LaMelo and yeah, and so it's like when you have that publicity, it doesn't matter. This like fucking Russell Wilson can make music, and then it's gonna blow up. You know? It's like
so it's true what they say, bro. It's who you know.
It's exactly who you know, bro.
It's fucking bullshit.
It's exactly, and then I've met people as like when I was younger, and like they're like, hey, bro, like we could get you signed, we could do this, we could do that, and I'm like, bro, like I'm 16, like I want to like live my life a little bit, that'd be cool, and then like they're still asking to this day, like, yo, like we could do that, and I'm like, bro, like it needs to be organic, fuck that, like I need someone to reach out to me, and they're like, bro, we are, and I'm like, nah, but I need a song to like organically get there. Yeah. I can't just be an overnight. Oh, I'm an industry plant. This is how we're gonna make it look real, and then boom, you just blow up out of nowhere. You know, so it's that's like the tough part of being independent is like just trying to fight with labels and fight with distribution companies and fight with different streaming platforms and shit like that. Like that's like my biggest like not fear, but like. That's just how it is, you know. Money always wins, 100%.
Is there a label, bro, that you think about? Like if they reach out, bro, and then they're like, "Hey, bro, I heard your shit." Rostrum,
look, y'all signed Mac Miller, y'all signed DC the Don. Shout out my nigga, yo, Rostrum, bro. If y'all get me a deal,
tell him, bro.
Look, I promise, bro, I'll bring money. I swear to God, I don't make no shitty ass music. I'm not just no SoundCloud rapper. Like, come on, bro.
Check my catalog.
DC know me too. His whole team know me. I got a good rep, you know. R.P. Mac Miller. He makes some great music, even though like I was never like too big of a Mac Miller fan.
I get you. I understand.
But like his new album, bro, crazy. That shit low key nuts. But yeah, bro, Rostrum or. Nah, it's got to be Rostrum. Because Rostrum,
it's my number one.
Because Rostrum, like, the way that they work like, yeah, you're signed, but you can do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Type thing, you know, but they make it seem like that. I don't know if it is like that, but they make it seem like that. And it's like, you know, that is what I would want. Because, like, there's a DC the Don song, and he was talking about, like, Rostrum cleared the budget. Like, okay, like, now it's up. Like, what are we doing? And like, they let him do what he wants to do, drop when he wants to. He has a SoundCloud that he just drops on whenever. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, fuck, if I was signed and I could do that, because a lot of artists, like, whenever they drop on SoundCloud or like they want to drop just randomly, labels get pissed off. So like, why did you not give us a heads up? Why did you not do this, that, the third? And it's like, bro, like, I want to be able to drop when I want to drop. You know, if it was like, I recorded a song today after this. If I recorded a song today, I'm like, damn, I want to drop it on Friday.
There you go.
I can't.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm independent right now, so I can.
Exactly.
So it's like, but Rostrum, they're very, very just forgiving. They're very like, yeah, bro, do what you want to do. You know, as long as, you know, you're keeping the fans like attracted, you're doing whatever you need to do, you're selling tickets when you go on tour. Yeah. This, that, whatever, like that that's what I would want out of a label. That's why I think Rostrum is like the best fit for me, because I don't want to butt heads with no one. Because if I got to go butt heads with someone, then it's like, all right, here's your contract, pulled, done.
Exactly.
And then you're falling off the face of the earth. You're never an artist ever again, you know?
No, bro, like, curious to hear your answer, bro. How successful, I guess, do you want to be, bro, in the industry? Right? Like, do you want to be like Drake status, bro, or do you want to be more like a Tech Nine, bro, Snow the Product? And...
I always say this, and it's like, you know, I always like the idea of being a superstar sounds sick as fuck.
But
the reality of it, it's fucking horrible. And like, I have friends who are superstars. They can't go out of their house. They can't go walk the street in LA. They can't go do that. And I'm like, damn. But the only person that can do that is J. Cole. And I'm like, oh, but he's respected. That's why. But like, if let's say like, yeah, if Kanye West walks out of his house, he's getting bombarded.
No shit.
If Drake walks out of his house after all this Kendrick shit, he's probably getting killed. If Kendrick walk out in Compton, Compton's all fucking alive, you know? I want to be able to walk out of my house with my family and be cool. I don't want to know it. Like, but if people recognize me, that's cool. Yeah. And I've had that happen, and people come to me like, hey, I listen to your music. I'm like, oh, I appreciate that. Like, that's dope. But a lot of the time, bro, it's like, I would love to be a superstar, but I want to be able to have a house over my head, food on my plate, family's taken care of. Like, that's my goal, bro. And like, to be able to go on tour and do those type of things, but I'm not radio status. You know what I mean? Like, if a couple songs get on the radio, that's cool, but I don't want to be like a Justin Bieber level where it's like every song that I put out goes on the radio and then I can't leave my house. I can't post my family. I can't do whatever I want to do, you know? That's kind of the goal, is just to be like a signed artist that has his own income coming in, so he doesn't have to worry about anything, you know?
When you say income, bro, are you talking more like with distribution? Like, as long as the distribution comes in?
As long as that comes in, I'm good.
All right, cool.
And then like, as long, like, you know, like doing tours and shit, that obviously brings extra money and stuff like that. But like, if it was just if you were talking DSPs alone, if that was bringing in like $10K a month, I'd be solid.
Bro, that's more than enough.
Yeah, that's more than enough, bro. That's rent, food, car, done.
Exactly.
All you need. Gas, whatever, like utilities, whatever. But like $10K a month off music alone, I'd be solid. You're making $120,000 a year. Off doing what? Sitting down, talking to a microphone, then you're done.
Exactly.
Like, that's it. That's it,
exactly,
bro. That's it. Yes, that's like that's the goal, you know.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
Now, brother, I know you mentioned touring, possible touring, and all that, bro. Like, I've seen you, bro. You've been upstage.
Yeah.
How has that experience been? And then tell me about like the first time you went up.
Bro, hold on. Let me take this off.
Yeah,
bro, this shit's
it's about
funny.
to get real, he said.
This shit's funny as shit. Bro, anyone that was at my first show, you were not there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, keep your mouth shut. You was not there, bro. Bro, this shit was crazy. So, dog, my first show.
Yeah.
My first show, bro, it was June of 2023. I believe.
Shit, so just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Goddamn. All right.
Was it? When did I? Yeah. It was 2023. It was in Anaheim. I was nervous as shit, bro.
Not bad, bro.
I was like, first time like ever, like I had some new music to show and whatever, and my dad's there. I got all my family there and shit.
Pops
like
was there?
Pops was there. Pops goes to every show, bro. I'm telling
shout out
you,
to Pops, bro.
he show up all the time. Yeah, that's love. But bro, so my whole like damn near my whole family's there, whatever. And so, bro, this is so funny. Holy shit. Like 5 minutes before I go on stage, like I'm like, damn, I don't feel good.
No.
Run to the bathroom, throw up everywhere, bro.
Busting
Yeah.
an M&M, bro.
Yeah, bro, dead ass. I was like, man, fuck. Like, I don't want to do this shit. And then, like, my dad comes in, he's like, you good? I was like, nah. Like, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can do this. And he was like, nah, like, you're going to be good. You're going to be good, whatever. And so, like, performed, bro. I was, like, stiff as a board, dog. Like, I was up there just frozen. But I was doing my shit, but I was just frozen. I wasn't moving. And like there was a little point where I moved and shit, and everyone started cheering and shit because they all loved the music. And then once I started moving, everyone started cheering. Then I got all nervous, and then I got nauseous again. And I was like, oh fuck no. And then like once it was over, I was like, damn, I want to do it again. What the fuck? Yeah. And so like when that happened, then like fast forward, like I think it was September. So 3 months later, I opened for Phoenix Flexin'. 3 months later, dope shit. Off of doing one show. And this was the first time that I had my videographer shoot for me. And he was like, bro, like you just walked out there. I was so comfortable. I did my first show. I was done. Second show, walked out there. I was so comfortable. And I was like, fuck it. I already know what I'm doing. So then I went out there, did my shit, got off stage, and he was like, bro, like you just walked up, did your shit, walked off. And I was like, yeah, bro. And then like it was November. I opened for Autumn at the Garden Amp in front of like 1,000 people. It was like 1,100 people. No way. That I was nervous, bro. That was like, a lot of people, bro. That's a lot of fucking people. That's a lot. And I was out there, and same shit, bro. I get out on stage. First 30 seconds, I'm nauseous as fuck. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna throw. Like this is gonna be a clip though if I throw up on stage. I was like, this is gonna be crazy. Yeah. But then like after that, I was fine. It was like once the adrenaline takes over, I'm good, you know. And like now though, like I don't really get nervous going on stage anymore. It's more like the adrenaline of like, when am I going? When am I going? When am I going? Okay, now I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm good. And then I get on stage and it's just like a blur. And then I get off stage and I'm like, damn, like I'm sweaty. I'm hot. Like what the fuck? And but I know it was good. And bro, crazy. At my last show, I opened for G Perico, and I was the only. Well, yeah, I'll say that. I was the only artist who sung on that stage the whole night, like, cause there was like a bunch of like rappers that I loved calling this music, like it's like takeover music. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's that super like LA West Coast type music, but that's like, right. And there's like, but everyone's doing that, and then I come out, I'm singing my ass off, and then I'm like doing like the little like rap and singing type thing. Everyone's loving it, and there was a point at that show where I was like, hey, like I need everyone's phone lights up. That's and right. Everyone in the building put their phone lights up, and it was so bright in that bitch that they shut the house lights off. And I was like, I didn't even realize. And then once I was walking and I look back, I'm like, wait, why are the lights not on? And then I'm like, oh, everyone's got their phone lights out. Yeah. And then I get off stage, and my videographer again, he was like, bro, you realize like whenever I go to see someone, I don't even pull my phone light out. So the fact that you have people just do that, bro, you touched them. You just like pause. Yeah, pause. Yeah. No Diddy. But like you really just like that. You made them feel a connection, you know. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy, because I was the only motherfucker that came out, and I came out with like a rapping, but I was like getting melodic with it, and then like. The second song was like a very West Coast type song, because I was like, I want to show them who I really am, and then I'm going to do the West Coast shit. I got you. And then I went back to who I really am, and like the people really fucked with who I really was, because they like my homies were like, bro, like I could tell like the West Coast shit's kind of a front, especially just like looking at you and like how you dress, how you like carry yourself. Like when you're rapping on like some West Coast shit, I know it's cap, bro. Like you're not. But I think that's culture, bro. I get it. Yeah. And I'm like, but you know, but when I was doing my normal shit, everyone was fucking loving it. There you go. And I was like, all right, for sure. Like I should just stick with that. Fuck it. But that was a very surreal moment. Just like being able to look back and like, oh fuck, like the lights are off. Everyone's got their just phone lights up at me. Like it was trippy, bro.
Bro, I just gotta ask, like, do you feel the power of like just being on stage, bro, and being able to control the crowd like that? Because the fact that you were like, hey, I need everybody to put their motherfucking phones out and put the lights up. Yeah. And then everybody did it, bro. Yeah. Bro, you're controlling the crowd.
Because it's like like a lot of people just think that when they're on stage, people are paying attention. I'm like, nah, they're definitely not.
You don't think so?
No, if you get up on stage, you're performing, unless you're like being engaging with the crowd, no one gives a fuck. Especially if you're an opener. Yeah. If you're an opener, no one gives a fuck. And that's just the reality of it. And like that's okay, you know, and I live with that. And But when you get out, your first song is of what people think of you. That's like the first song is, okay, are they gonna fuck with me or not? And if that first song isn't good, they're gonna, all right, I'm gonna go on my phone. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know. So, but if that first song is a banger, they're like, oh fuck, what's the second song?
Yeah.
Let me record this motherfucker too.
Exactly.
Like, fuck, like
Yeah.
I need to find this when I get home type shit. But once you like have that crowd and you realize that, like it's damn near an ego of like, yeah, pull your phone light out, yeah, like it's like that, and like, but it's a very like surreal feeling too at the end of the day, and it's like whenever I first was able to have that, I was like, oh fuck, like that's a trip. Like people are really listening. What the fuck? Like y'all really fuck with me like that? Okay, and like there was a show. It was right after this is where I met my girlfriend at. I was off that autumn show at Garden Amp, and I was performing at like an event that was hosted by one of the homies, and he was like, "Yo, like this motherfucker like just got off the stage at Garden Amp, open for Autumn." Everyone in the room starts chanting my name. Everyone's just to me, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like y'all really fuck with me like that? All right, and like being able to just like control a crowd like that, it's so fucking surreal, but it's dope too at the same time, you know.
Do you think like it's like a drug feeling, bro?
Yeah, it's like an adrenaline high almost, and it's like that's like the best high you'll feel, especially like just I try to go on stage sober, and sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. I might have a drink before, I might smoke a little bit before, but now I try to go on stage sober, and feeling it sober is a lot better than feeling it when you're intoxicated.
Because you numb some of the feeling instead of being sober and capturing everything and feeling everything.
Exactly. Like that G Perico show, the G Perico show was sober, and that shit was like, holy fuck, like what the fuck, and it was just like the DJ that was DJing my set didn't even know me, and he was like, bro, I really fuck with you. That's like right. I was like, all right, for sure. And then the DJ for G Perico and G Perico's opener were both like, bro, I fuck with you heavy, dog. Like you brought energy. And I was like, oh, appreciate that. Like, you know, so it's just like shit like that. When people notice that, I'm like, oh, like people are really noticing. Okay, they're really looking, like they're actually paying attention. And that's what's surreal to me, is people actually give a fuck.
Have you figured out like the songs, bro, that really get the people?
Yes and no. You know, it depends on the vibe, depends on like who is doing what, you know, and how you carry yourself in that song. And, you know, the way like I structure my shit is like I want it to be a roller coaster. So you don't know what the fuck is next. You know? Question mark, like it's a question mark. That ass, you don't know what's next. And so like when I try to structure them, it's like, you know, I want it to be a bang and then like chill, smooth, and then there's like a climax, and then at the end of the climax, it's just like, okay, like we're here. But it could be one of those songs that's super chill, or it could be like a super upbeat, like vibey song. And like, at that G Perico show, it was like that, like melodic rap, and then it was West Coast, and then it was, God damn, what was that song? What the fuck? Why am I blanking?
That's probably the one you blacked out on, bro.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
that's the one that you blurred out.
It was it was like a club song.
Oh shit!
And that's what got people going. That's when people were like, "Oh fuck!" Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it was like just a super like singing ass song. No, the third song was a rap song. It was 2017. That's what it was. That's why, because I never performed that song. Never do.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So then it was 2017. Then that song "Love Me," and then it was an unreleased song that I have, and then I ended it off with a song called Communicate It. So Communicate It, that song I always try to perform because people just love that song. I don't know, I think it's like there's no kick to it, there's no like 808, there's an 808, but it's just like a super, just like it's 3 punches, just boom, 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 and then but there's nothing else like crazy to it, you know, like, and that really like, I guess it's just the flow of it people really love. So I always try to perform that, but it depends on what the vibe is. If I'm opening for someone, I want to try to like match their vibe but stand out, you know? So then everything always changes, and I probably have like 85 different sets from different shows that I've done. It's wild.
How many shows would you say that you've done already, bro?
I don't know.
10, 20?
More.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy
like,
shit.
There'll be times where like I've done 3 in a weekend. And I'm like, oh fuck,
What
like
the fuck,
going
bro?
on tour would fuck me up. like, and
Bro, have you thought about that?
yeah, like it's like that's what my homie was talking about. Like, bro, like people want to be in your shoes, and like to me, I'm just like this is just like normal, you know. And it's like I guess I'm just numb to it in a sense, and like it's cool, and I love it. I'm grateful, you know. I'm not just like some piece of shit that's like fuck it, bro. Like no, it's nothing, bro. Like nah, I know that it's very hard to like get to this like point, and it took me a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get where I am. And but doing shows like that, like I've probably like realistically like I've probably done like over 50 shows, and that's been in the past year and a half.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, that's a trip. Yeah, that's like, but you're talking basically a show a week, damn near. But it's like I'll pop out to some shows, and like I know the promoter, like, hey, you want to perform? I'm like, fuck it, bro, I'll perform. Yeah, why not? Yeah, get my name out there. There's some new people here. Fuck it, yeah.
I think you should start thinking about a tour, bro.
Yeah, I want to do like what I want to do, and I was talking to. Shout out Jago. There's a lot of shout outs to this podcast, but shout out my nigga Jago. He's DC the Don's DJ, but he was talking about doing like a West Coast tour.
That's right.
Of doing like work starting in Seattle and working down. And I was like, you know who to call, bro. He was like, I'm there, 100%. And we were shooting shit at a show one time, and we were just talking about that, and I was like, bro, like that'd be sick. And he was like,
all West Coast shit.
Yeah, he was like, do you know like people? I was like, I know people that live in Oregon. I know people that live in Washington. I know people that live in the Bay. I know people that live down here. It was like, especially LA, bro. Like I was like, and OC, and you want to do San Diego? Fuck it, we'll do San Diego too. And he's like, bro, are you serious? I was like, yeah, like I'm there, bro. Like, and he's like, bro, that's crazy.
Well, bro, you already have a catalog, bro. You already have shit out.
Yeah,
it's not like you're just talking out of your ass, bro.
Yeah, and he knows that too, and because he listens to my shit occasionally, and he's like, bro, like this shit, like I know that it came out a long time ago, but this shit's crazy. I'm like, bro, like yeah, appreciate you, you know. But yeah, that's I do want to do a tour. I do hopefully like, but this year I want to do festivals, bro.
Oh shit,
that's like a goal of mine, and like if I could do Rolling Loud, that like.
How difficult would you say going to Rolling Loud, bro? Do you have to pay type shit, or you have to be invited?
Again, it's knowing the right person.
Ah, fuck. Yeah.
But like if you're on like my level, you gotta pay. Which like I wouldn't give a fuck. I would pay
fuck
it. Yeah, fuck it, bro. Yeah, I'm on stage and Rolling Loud. Fuck it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But if it was if you're like, you know, fucking, let's say Don Toliver, you know, they're obviously inviting you out. Hey, do you want to come perform? Hey, we might be able to compensate you for coming, type shit.
They bring the numbers, they bring
exactly,
the people.
exactly. It's like Cardi. They're probably paying Cardi to be at Rolling Loud this year. Which but yeah, it's, you know, knowing the right people, and it's, you know, if I get into a room with them, like, hey, here's what I do. I'd love to be at Rolling Loud, you know, and fuck it, if it happens, it happens, you know.
I fucking love that, bro.
Yeah.
Now, brother, everything that you just mentioned obviously takes a team, bro. You know what I mean? Talk to me a little bit about like the team, the people behind you, bro, the people that make this shit happen when it comes to engineering, bro, photography, social media, all that shit. Anybody want to shout out? Oh shit.
My niggas at Independent Visions. Look. So we got Neek, we got Nay, and we got Rue. Look, I met them last year. No, I met them in 2023. Damn, bro, it's been that fucking long.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2023 is like 2 years ago, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It goes quick.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Yeah, I met them in 2023, and like, it's so funny. Neek originally fucked with me, and they were like, oh, like, we don't know who Toomey is, like, whatever, like, we don't know. But Neek was just so like, I need him on my team. I need this kid on my team. I see what he does. I see what he's doing, like where he's going, whatever. And then when I formally met both Nay and Rue, it was like, they're like, oh, like, he's really fucking dope. Like, fuck it. Yeah. And then they were like, hey, like, do you want to be on IV? And I was like, yeah, it works better if you have a team, you know? And like, it's the four of us, and we're all independent, obviously, and like, you know, but we all, like, if we need to come together and settle some shit, we will. Exactly. You And then obviously like I have like videographers and stuff, but I got like my go-to at JTrueCreative on Instagram, by the way. Shout out. That's like my go-to 100%. Like I grew up with him, and so whenever I need him, he's always there type shit. So that's my go-to, and he shot everything on my Instagram. So yeah, that's family for sure. And then I also just it's odd, and then obviously too like just family and shit in my circle, 100%. And that like I don't keep my family out of my business. Like when it comes to music, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, like I'm doing this, I'm working on this, like this is where I'm at, you know. And my dad loves hearing about that shit. He fucking loves that shit. And
Bro, Pop sounds cool as fuck.
Bro, he is, bro. That's the homie. Like he bro, Pops is so funny. I'll send him music and shit, and he's like, man, like I just wish you wouldn't cuss as much. But other than that, it's great.
Freaking Pops.
Yeah, and I'm like, but then there was like when I first started like showing him music and shit, he was like, yeah, I wouldn't listen to this, but I know it's good. Like just hearing it, I know it's good, but I wouldn't listen to this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And like now he's like, damn, I can actually hear you. Yeah, I'll listen to this. Yeah, fuck yeah. So he listens to my music and shit. So it's so funny. And like I was telling him, I was like, bro, it's the production behind it. Like if I didn't have the people that I have on my team, and like I have like a group of producers, group of engineers that like if I can't figure something out, I'm like, hey, bro, like here's the stems. Like please, like what am I missing? And they're like, oh, bro, it's just this. I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't even know that, but thanks, like appreciate it. And but yeah, it's just keeping everyone that you work with, you know, it's like you want it. People that we were just talking about this in class the other day too. We were talking about, because some kid was like, you know, you want to have business stay business and friends stay friends. I'm like, no,
I get you.
Like you can, you can separate that, but you also have friends that you can do business with, but then at the end of the day, you're still friends. And I'm like, there's people that in my mind, there's business. I know you business because that's what we do. We just handle business. We don't do anything else. We don't hang out outside of this shit. We don't do nothing. But there's a lot of people in my circle that I hang out with outside of this music shit. They see me as a civilian. They don't see me as the artist that I am, you know? And that to me is a lot better to have that versus just like, yeah, bro, you know, here's this, whatever. I don't got to talk to you. Here's an email. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I'd rather that transaction. Yeah, I'd rather have just people that I conversate with every day, or like that I can hit up, and it's like, you know, even though I haven't talked to you in a week, it's like we never fucking stop talking. You know, just like type shit like that. Like,
but I think it goes back to what you were saying about building the relationships instead.
Yeah, exactly. And like a lot of people that, besides like the homies on IV and shit like that, a lot of the people that I work with, I've known damn near my whole life. So it's like, to me, like one of the producers that I work with like very closely, I went to high school with him. So that chemistry was just there because of high school. Yeah. And so like when it comes to shit like that, and it's like, you know, I'm putting my emotions out to the world. Yeah. I want it to be done properly. I don't want it to be like, it's there, fuck it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I want it to be, because at the end of the day, I have to listen to it too. I have to perform it too. I have to hear it over and over and over and over again. And if I don't want to put it out, I'm not gonna put it out. Yeah. And my girlfriend hates that shit. She fucking. There's so many times where she's like, "This song is good." I'm like, "Yeah, it's never seen a light of day. Like, I'm never putting it out. Never putting it out." And like, bro, like, cause I'm probably sitting on like 1,200 songs right now. God, that like maybe 40 might come out, you know, because I'm very picky with what I put out and what I don't, you know. And but I send shit to people all the time. They're like, bro, this shit's fire. I'm like, yeah, it might never come out, so you have the file, fuck it, there you go. But
you think it's a vibe, bro?
Yeah,
like, I guarantee you, bro, maybe like a year from now you'll hear it again, you'll be like,
hey, bro, there's songs like that even still, like the other day I came across a song, I was like, holy fuck, why have I not put this out? Like, I'm gonna put it out next week. Fuck it. Like, and then I forget about it. And I'm like, oh, okay. But like a lot and then my homies will remind me too. They send me the song. They're like, bro, when is this coming out? I'm like, fuck me. Oh shit. Like, you remember that? They're like, yeah. I'm like, fuck, bro. All right, for sure. Yeah, I'll put it out soon, and I'll post a snippet and people love it. I'm like, all right, bet. That's the song to put out then. That's how I know too. That's probably a question coming up, but putting out music and shit like that, like, it's not hard for me necessarily, but it's more like I can put out what I fuck with and no one might fuck with it. That's why, like, everything that I put out, at the end of the day, I fuck with, but I want the people to fuck with it. So if the people fuck with it, then I'll put it out. But if they don't, I'm like, oh, okay, I like it, but whatever. It might go on a project.
Bro,
or something.
one thing that I found out about this whole music thing, bro, is like as long as you put out music, bro, it's gonna resonate with somebody, bro. There's fucking millions and billions of people.
That's the trippy shit too. Is that Spotify? I think it's some crazy fucking number. I think it's like 2 point something billion streams a day. And I'm like, okay, there's like 400 million people in the United States. I'm like, okay, so that's a trip already. And then you're talking about, damn, but the whole world, there's 8 billion people.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of fucking people. There's 4 people in this room right now. Okay? So you're talking about, it's
there's always music for something. There was an artist that I was talking to, bro, and he was saying that music is so saturated now.
It is.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, you kind of have to go through the fucking coals, bro, to find that diamond.
I agree.
But it doesn't matter what kind of music you put, bro. It's always gonna resonate with somebody. It might not be the fucking crowd of people that you want.
Exactly.
But it's gonna resonate with somebody, bro,
I agree, and the music nowadays I feel like it's very cookie cutter. It's very just copy and paste, and it's good. Fuck it, we'll put it out, and but you look back, and a lot of people say this, in 2016 is the best year of music, but you look back at that time, and there's feeling behind that, the music that was being put out back then, but then you do it to now, and I love Ian. Ian's a great artist, but all of his songs, they just all kind of sound the same. And I mean, I fuck with him. I love his shit.
Yeah.
But it's when you're on that level and you're doing whatever, and you want to have some diversity and shit, But if you have an algorithm, take the algorithm and run. If you have a sound and that sound's working and people are fucking with it and you're blowing up, fuck it, run, bro. Take it.
You know what, bro? I had this conversation with somebody because I was like, bro, I don't really listen to the new music, bro, because it's exactly what you were saying. It's like they're all trying to follow a trend. They're all cookie cutter shit, bro. Back then, bro, it used to be lyricism, Candace, flow, all that shit. And I'm like, how come people aren't doing that shit? And then this fool was like, bro, this is just what this era of music is.
Yeah.
It's just fucking morphing and it's innovating.
Yeah.
This is just what it is. This is what hip hop, it goes through a whole transition. He's like, you can't hate on it because that's just what it is. And I was like, fuck, I get it. I understand. I respect it. Because it's music nowadays, bro. It's not gonna be like the 90s, bro. It's not gonna be like the 2000s.
No, definitely not.
And I'm like, fuck, that's bullshit.
Definitely not. Yeah, no.
But I get it, bro.
And
I understand.
That's whenever people listen to my music and shit, they're always like, man, you don't sound like no one, but it feels like you sound so familiar. And I'm like, okay, that's a compliment, because yeah, fuck yeah, I'll take it, shit, because I mean, and looking at it, it's like, yeah, bro, I try not to sound like anyone, I want to sound like me. I don't want it to be whatever. And when people, there's some songs that they sound like some people, and I'll take it, but there's others that it's just me, and people are like, damn, this shit's crazy, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's just how I am. That's what I wanted to convey, you know, and that's why it's kind of hard to kind of get where people want to be nowadays, because they just have to kind of follow a certain trend.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
But bro, I wanted to go back to the team that you were mentioning, bro, because do you think it would have been a little bit more difficult, bro, if you didn't have that support from your team?
100%.
If you were just doing it by yourself.
100%.
And I always think having a team, bro, is always best, because you were just talking about your homies, bro. They give you the good criticism, the bad criticism that you need. Hey, bro, put this shit out. Hey, bro, you should wait on that. I think that's very important, bro. And I think it's needed, especially if you're really trying to do this shit.
Yeah, bro. And I mean, with having a team behind me and shit, it's like a warm feeling of yeah, bro, we got you, and you can send us your music, and we're gonna criticize it, but know that we're gonna like it, and having that, I mean, granted, before, I just had homies and shit that I would send music to and stuff like that, and obviously, they're not in the industry, so they don't know, the day-to-day of, what an artist goes through, technically, and shit like that. Product. They just see the final product, and they're like, cool, and But having the homies that are in the industry doing this shit, and they're like, damn, like this song, like how long did it take? I'm like, oh, it took X amount of time. They're like, oh shit. Like I can tell because there's songs that 15 minutes I'm done, 5 minutes I'm done, but there's songs that's 2-3 hours, and they're like, damn, I could just tell like you were just trying to make it seem like sound perfect, you know. But they obviously, if someone listens to it, they're not gonna fucking know, you know. But if I didn't have the team, you know, I feel like I would still be here 100%. But it at the end of the day, you know, having that support behind you is definitely what pushes people to strive 100%.
Well, shout out to your team, bro.
Hell
Honestly.
yeah. Shout out Ivy. Shout out my boys. I love y'all.
Now, brother, what would you say is the best thing about being Toomey?
I don't give a fuck. No, I'm playing. Nah.
Yeah, what do you
best
love about being
thing-
Toomey, bro? The artist.
Bro, the best thing about like being me, bro, is that like I'm just so like nonchalant. Like I just live my day, you know, and I fuck with people, and like sometimes I leave people alone. Like I'm just like I'm a very sarcastic motherfucker, bro. Like I'm a very sarcastic motherfucker, bro. And like, you know, I'll do like I just do what I want to do, you know. And when it comes down to it, it's like I'll make sure, like, you know, but at the end of the day too, it's like I need the okay from the people around me.
I got you.
Of like,
no, understand.
is this okay to do? Like, yeah. Or like, nah, bro, don't do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you, because I would have done it anyways. Like, but I'm just like, but I used to be like a fuck around and find out type of person. Like, I used to be like, oh, I gotta go figure it out. Yeah. And then I'd figure it out. I'm like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Or like that's how I kind of fell down the rabbit hole of what drugs do what and shit like that. And
but we learn, bro. That's how we learn.
Yeah, and you know, but the best thing about being me, bro, is just like, you know, I
know, bro. I know.
Yeah, I don't know how to word it, but it's just basically like, I don't give a fuck. Like it's just I live my life just careless. Not careless, carefree. That's a better way to put it.
There you go.
Carefree. I live my life carefree, 100%. But it's like, you know, anything that I care about, I put the time and effort in to make sure that people know that I care about it. You know
that shit, bro.
Yeah.
And then, brother, my last question to you would be, if you can give a message out to the world, what would it be?
Be yourself.
Love that.
Don't let anyone tell you that you can and can't do anything, okay? Please be yourself. Please, because we, as a creative, I strive to be myself, and sometimes I get lost 100%. But as long as you try, as long as you do your best, and you do everything that you can do to be yourself and to stay true to yourself, and to make sure that, you know, you cut the grass occasionally, find out where the snakes are at, you feel me?
Exactly.
That's what you need to do to stay true to yourself. You know, you just got to make sure that at the end of the day, you have you know, because at the end of the day, you're looking at yourself in the mirror. No one else is looking at you in the mirror besides yourself. So if that's the only thing that I can say to the world, is just be yourself and be the best version of you that you can be.
I fucking love that, bro. You guys heard it here, man. And then, brother, where can they find you, man?
My Instagram is official Toomey. It's the number 2 MEY. Streaming platforms, I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud.
All that shit.
It's just Toomey, the number 2 MEY. You feel me? It'll be in the description for all y'all.
Exactly.
Go down there. You feel me?
Exactly, guys. And you guys heard it here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode. Everything for Toomey is going to be down in the description, just like he mentioned. Guys, I really enjoy that you guys were with us. This episode is dope, bro. The message that you gave, I always like to ask that message, bro. That question, because you're going through exactly what normal people go through, bro. Yeah. And at the end of the day, bro, artists like yourself, bro, you're just regular people.
And bro, I feel like I've lived like 35 lives in the time span of me being an artist. But like, you know, it's a very fun, very, very wound up, fucking crazy roller coaster. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I love it. Every day. I go to bed happy, you know.
And that's what it is, bro.
Exactly.
God's good.
Yes, sir.
Goddamn. Well, guys, I really appreciate you guys. Go ahead and follow the podcast, Unborn Podcast. Go ahead and follow me, Next Level OC. Everything will be in the description below. And if you guys want to come and be the next guest, go ahead and DM me.
DM him. Let him know.
There you go.
Let him know.
Guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Laters.